YouTube. Thanks for joining me again. I'm Beverly, and the last time I was here, I was talking to you about my book, Jezebel. Remember? So today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read a little bit about my book, but before I do that, I just want to show you something. When I wrote this book in 2010, this is a shout out to my daughter, Eliana. She drew this picture of me on Mother's Day. And I was so touched that I decided to put it into my book, and dedicate this little page to her. So I just wanted to share that. Now, like I said before, this book is a family, is about a family dynamic. It's just out of this world. And it's a page turner. I wrote this book back in 2010. And as I'm going back through it, I'm like falling so in love, and my interest is so peaked again, even though I already know what's going to happen. Still, there are little pages, because the book has quite a few pages that I go back through, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh my goodness, and it's just so awesome. It's just so awesome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to chapter 1. I'm going to read you a little bit about chapter 1 just to kind of get your interest going. So let's go. So we're on chapter 1. In Barbados, the afternoon sun coaxed a sleeping Jezebel from restful slumber as it shone brilliantly against sheer curtains that graced her bedroom windows. The hue of the sheer fabric reminded Jezebel of sea foam tickling the shores of a pink Bermuda beach. She exhaled and lazily propped her elbows under fluffy, oversized pillows on the bed. Jezebel gazed sleepily at the alarm clock on her nightstand, and it was 12:42 p.m. Much too early to wake up. She positioned the fluffed up pillows behind her back and propped them up against the headboard. Jezebel sat up and rested against the pillows in the queen-size bed that faced the windows and wished the sun would wait another 2 hours or so before visiting her room. She rolled her long, wavy locks into a perilous bun at the top of her head, oblivious to the loose strands that hung past her shoulders. Jezebel's dark hair contrasted with the unique tint of her gray eyes and ivory-toned skin. Her black ancestry was perfectly veiled in her multiracial makeup, that being the product of a Caucasian woman and an octoroon man. Jezebel daydreamed about the night before. She twirled loose strands of hair around her index finger and mused over her most recent exploit. A lazy smile flitted across her lips as she relived those thrilling moments between herself and "Cock-a-cock-a-coo," crowed her aunt's rooster. "Cock-a-cock-a-coo," the rooster crowed louder. Jezebel put her hands to her ears to block the irritating noise out of her head, but the rooster continued its jovial cock-a-cock-a-too, cock-a-cock-a-too, cluck, 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 cluck. Jezebel hopped out of bed in a fury and unlocked her bedroom window. Sure enough, the rooster was royally perched on the fence in plain view close to her window. Jezebel had an ongoing feud with this rooster, whom her aunt nicknamed Boss because of the militant way in which he guarded eggs laid by the hen. He also seemed to have terrorized other animals housed on the estate because they scurried away whenever Boss was around. Jezebel rechristened the rooster Nuisance, and her Aunt Bella laughed every time she referred to him by that name. She stuck her head out the bedroom window and admonished the temperamental bird. "Go roost somewhere else before I cook you," she shouted at the bird. The rooster stood on one leg and fluffed up his feathers as if preparing to fight. "Go, I said," Jezebel ordered the big bird. The rooster continued to cock-a-cock-a-too, cluck, 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 on the fence, and Jezebel became infuriated with the animal's refusal to roost somewhere else. She convinced herself the rooster purposely wanted to antagonize her, and she was going to wheedle him into roosting somewhere else. Jezebel hastily donned shorts, under her nightgown and shoved her feet into a pair of slippers. The peeved teenager tramped out of the bedroom, hurried down the winding staircase, and stormed into the kitchen. "Good morning, Aunt Bella," Jezebel quipped and sucked her teeth. Bella tried to stifle the laughter winding its way through her gut, but it eventually erupted like a geyser and spewed forth from her lips. She knew if anyone or anything could lure Jezebel out of bed on a Saturday morning, it would be Boss. Jezebel and the territorial rooster shared a strong antipathy for each other. "Good morning, Gezi. How was your night out?" Bella asked, referring to Jezebel by her pet name. "Fine," Jezebel snapped. Well, that's it for chapter 1. That's basically how it opens up. So I will see you in my next video, and I will give you a little taste of chapter 2. So go on out and buy Jezebel. She's waiting for you. Bye-bye, YouTube.